He stood in the middle of the courtroom, no lawyer by his side. He thought he could outsmart the entire justice system by defending himself. He spent much of the trial shouting at prosecutors, raising his voice at jurors, and even screaming during his opening statement.
We are under some of the most vicious, lying, fabricating, fictitious government you've ever seen.
Over and over again, he screamed.
I'm pleading not guilty to the charges of premeditated murder. I would have already took a plea deal if I knew I did something like this.
But then, his own mouth betrayed him. In his closing arguments, his mouth slipped.
I did kill Kenyatta Barron.
And with just a few words, he admitted the very crime he swore he didn't commit. So how does a man, standing in his own defense, go from bold denials to destroying his own case in one moment? This is the story of Ronnie Oneal. From the very beginning, Ronnie Oneal's case was anything but normal. It was March 2018 in Riverview, Florida. What unfolded inside of his home was nothing short of horrific. Prosecutors would later say that Ronnie launched a brutal attack on his own family, his girlfriend Kenyatta Barron and their daughter. His son, who survived, would later tell a chilling story of what happened that night. Neighbors recalled hearing screams, followed by the sound of chaos. One desperate 911 call captured Kenyatta begging for her life.
I'm shot, help me. I'm shot, help me, please, Jesus, help me, I'm shot.
What's the address of the emergency, ma'am? What's the address of your emergency?
I'm shot, help me, please.
What's your address? What's your address, ma'am?
Shot me, help me, please, he shot me.
Where? Ma'am, hello, ma'am.
The next call was from Ronnie himself, claiming that he was attacked by white demons.
911, what is your emergency?
Hey, I just been attacked by some white demons inside, and she tried to kill me, and I just killed her stupid ass.
By the time police arrived, the home was engulfed in flames, and the scene inside was one of devastation. But here's the question. How do you explain the unexplainable when the person accused is a father, a partner, the one meant to protect? Before trial even began, Ronnie made a bold choice. He fired his legal team because he believed nobody could fight for him like he could. Standing tall before the judge, he declared he would be his own lawyer. It wasn't just unusual, it was dangerous. Because when you go against experienced prosecutors, every word matters, and Ronnie's words would become his downfall. As his own lawyer, Ronnie had to cross-examine witnesses, including his own son. His father and son faced each other. Despite severe injuries, this young boy took the stand and pointed directly at his father. He described in heartbreaking detail how his mother was attacked and how he himself was targeted. Imagine the jury hearing those words, not from police, not from lawyers, but from a child who lived through it. How do you argue against that? Ronnie believed he could, so he cross-examined his son and asked him if he had hurt him that night. And in a heartbreaking scene, the boy calmly said yes.
Did I hurt you that night of this incident?
Yes.
I did. And how did I hurt you?
You stabbed me.
Instead of dismantling the boy's testimony, Ronnie's questions only highlighted his child's pain. The boy stayed firm, his story didn't change, and every word he spoke chipped away at Ronnie's defense. After days of testimony, it all came down to Ronnie's closing statement. This was his chance to convince the jury, his moment to stand tall and declare his innocence one last time. But then came the slip. In the heat of his fiery speech, Ronnie shouted at the prosecutors.
I want you to know the actual facts. I did kill Kenyatta Barron. But I want you to tell it like it is if you're going to tell it.
The courtroom froze. Even the judge could not believe what she heard. And just like that, his entire defense collapsed. He had spent days screaming not guilty, but in that single moment, He admitted the very thing he had denied. It didn't take long. The jury returned with a guilty verdict on all counts.
State of Florida versus Ronnie Oneal III, case number 2018 CF 004019, verdict form, trial division 1. We, the jury, find as follows: as the count 1 of the charge, the defendant is guilty of first-degree murder as charged. The defendant did actually possess and discharge a firearm causing death. We, the jury, find as follows: as the count 2 of the charge, the defendant is guilty of first-degree murder, premeditated murder, and felony murder. The jury found as follows: the count 3 of the charge, the defendant is guilty of attempted first-degree murder as charged. We, the jury, find as follows: the count 4 of the charge, the defendant is guilty of arson of a dwelling as charged. We, the jury, find as follows: the count 5 of the charge, the defendant is guilty of aggravated child abuse as charged. We, the jury, find as follows: the count 6 of the charge, the defendant is guilty of aggravated child abuse as charged. We, the jury, find as follows: the count 7 of the charge, the defendant is guilty of resisting an officer without violence as charged. So say we all, dated this 21st day of June 2021.
During sentencing, Ronnie's tone didn't shift. He tried shouting again, but the judge wasn't having it.
I am not sorry for something I didn't do, and I am not sorry for the things I did do.
Mr. Oneal,
All right.
Listen, stop.
All right.
Listen to me.
I'm not
You're not going to raise your voice again.
I'm not going to raise my voice again. I'm not.
I will have you removed from this courtroom. I can sentence you without you being present.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't conduct
I
yourself.
understand, Your Honor.
Thank you.
But I will say, I'm sorry for your loss.
19 years I've been at this job. I've seen human beings killed at the hands of others in every way imaginable. You name it, I've seen it. Shootings, stabbings, drownings, suffocatings, blown apart by cars in DUI manslaughter cases. Horrible things. This is the worst case I have ever seen as far as the facts go. The way that Ms. Barron died was horrific, and that 911 call, which captured truly all of it. You heard, and everyone who's heard that 911 call heard a death scream. If anybody ever wants to know what it sounds like before a human being dies, knowing that their death is imminent, that's exactly what it is. That was a death scream.
We're going to see if it's true.
But
Ronnie Oneal was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Ronnie thought he could play lawyer. He thought he could shout down the truth. But in the end, his own words sealed his fate. So here's the question. When a man becomes his own lawyer, does he fight for freedom or does he dig his own grave? Because in Ronnie Oneal's case, the answer was loud and clear. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the next video on your screen if you want more courtroom moments and shocking true crime cases. Thanks for watching.